Today, I am joined by the incredible Swedish musical talent Daughter, who is set to return to Melodifestivalen with It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song. Daughter is here to talk to me about her career so far and her experiences at Melodifestivalen. So thank you so much for joining me. This is a really exciting moment for me as a fan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Um,
I'm so happy.
I know we're early and we can't talk too much about It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song. But I'm hoping you can tell me a little bit about how your preparations for Melfest are coming along.
Yeah, I've been practicing a lot actually since early November. So I'm really prepared. But I've been sick for like 3 weeks
Oh,
during
no.
the whole Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, it was awful. So I couldn't even sing. My voice was like, yeah, super bad. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, but now I'm back and I can practice again. So I'm happy.
So
Yeah.
at kind of what point are you at? Are you kind of sort of rehearsing the staging and the sort of the choreography, or is it mostly focused on the vocals at this point?
No, actually, the whole performance was finished in early November, so
Wow.
I've been practicing for the whole thing. But of course, mostly the singing because I really want it to be like, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm.
So obviously we love Bulletproof, Little Tot. How does the new entry compare to those tracks?
Um, I think it's quite similar to, I mean, most similar to Bulletproof, actually.
Okay.
But still, it's not the same song at all. But it got the same feeling, I think. But I feel like this song is a little bit more, uh, what to say, like grown up,
Okay, yeah, more
not so
mature.
excited. Yeah, more mature and yeah, it's very organic and dynamic, like Bulletproof, I believe. So yeah, I think they have most things in common.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
can you talk to me a little bit about the message and the sort of the sound of the song?
Yeah, it's called It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song. And it's like it's about the naked truth behind a love ballad, like what you would really say in a ballad. Not like picture the other person as this perfect, this to almost glorify someone. It's more about like you can be truly in love with someone, but still you can have days when you feel like I can't even write a song to you because it's not that good today, that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So it's
So
quite honest song, actually.
love, but with the flaws as well.
Yeah.
Um, so I know it's tough because you can't say too much. If you had
Yeah.
to describe the staging in 3 words, what would you say?
Mm, uh, Dynamic, uh, not that colorful,
Okay.
and mm, space.
Okay, I think this it's an interesting question because it kind of lets people kind of come up with their own image in their mind.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
it sounds cool. Um,
Mm.
and kind of the obvious question is what keeps bringing you back to Melfest? Because I'd read in the past you'd said, "Oh, never again," but there must be a magic that kind of pulls you back in each time.
Yeah, no, I always say that, and I don't know why. Because it's so fun to be a part of it, and yeah, I love the whole thing. It gives me so much joy to be in this, and also one big thing is like the music. When the music, when I write a song that I feel like, oh, this should be on a bigger stage or something, then I immediately think of Melodifestivalen. So I think it's more about the song and that I really want to show some of my specific songs like Bulletproof or Little Tot or this one. So and also you know, when I was participating in 2020 and 2021, it was a pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was not that fun those 2 years because you couldn't tour or anything. So I feel like this year, hopefully there will not be a pandemic or anything like that. So I can immediately, yeah, exactly. I can immediately go out and perform the song when it's still fresh, you know. So I think that's the most fun thing about it.
And it's interesting because you mentioned 2021, and that was an incredible year. I think probably one of the most big starry lineups I've seen in Melfest for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was also quite a sad year because there was no audience, and you had all
Yeah,
these incredible performers, incredible songs, but it was lacking the sort of the energy of the audience.
exactly. Mm.
How do you kind of look back on that year? Is it with fondness or with a bit of kind of sadness?
A bit of kind of sadness because, yeah, it was really boring actually to not have the audience because they do a lot to you. Like, you know, it's a big difference to stand in front of like 10,000 people, 10,000 people, or like just a camera, you know, and maybe 20, 40 people standing there. So it didn't really felt like I was in Melodifestivalen. It felt like just some kind of TV thing, you know, just recording something. It didn't feel live or anything. So yeah, and then you couldn't even go out and tour. So yeah, it felt a little bit pointless actually. So yeah, I feel a little bit sad about it.
I think to give your all to a performance and then to maybe have, 20 people clapping at the end, it must feel a bit like, okay.
Yay! Right.
Time to go home
Yeah.
now. Well, I mean, it's still the song does speak for itself, and I know Little Tot was such a favorite amongst Eurovision fans and Melfest fans and just music fans in general. So it's nice to have that kind of song that did resonate with people even through hard times.
Yeah, of course.
Um, so who are your Melodifestivalen heroes? Is there anyone that is a sort of former entrant or maybe a current entrant that you look up to and kind of get inspiration from?
I mean, there are so many great artists, but I think that one that has always inspired me or has felt like what do you say like a really really great artist is of course Loreen. She's fantastic. She was, I mean, even was it like 10 years ago or something when she participated with the song Euphoria. Already then she was like, wow, she's amazing. And I think it was because of her that I felt like I could also participate in Melodifestivalen. So yeah, she's a really inspiring artist.
Yeah, and also such a positive presence. She's just really, her energy just radiates really, really positive energy. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and she's obviously brought Eurovision back to Malmo, which is exciting. So I guess more pressure for the Swedish artists in Melodifestivalen because you're going to be representing your home country in your
Yeah,
home
that's so
country.
cool. Yeah, that's fantastic.
But
So,
don't
yeah.
don't think about that. We don't want any stress.
No, no. No pressure. Yeah.
That does kind of bring me on to my next question. Are the nerves as strong when it comes to the third time? Are you still as nervous as maybe the first or second time at Melfest?
Actually, I'm never nervous.
No.
I really worked on not being nervous for these last 5 years or so. So I never really get nervous. But of course, you have some kind of uh, press on you that you have to almost be at least as good as the first, third, second, or the third time. So yeah, some pressure I do have, but I try to not think so much and just be present and have fun and enjoy.
Yeah.
Because this is the best thing I do in life. You know, it's a really fantastic thing to
Amazing.
do. So. Mm.
So on the track, you worked with Dino. And is that a strange dynamic with you know, your creative partner also being, you know, your life partner? Um, do you have
Yeah.
to kind of say we're going to work on music at this time, then we'll have dinner, then we'll do this? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, we have a studio that we go to. So, and we also have a child together.
Yeah.
So we have to, you know, end the work and go and pick her up from daycare, kindergarten, or what's it called? So it's really like clear when are we just a family and when do we work together. So, but I think when we, yeah, earlier when we were younger and we almost lived in a studio, we it wasn't that easy to know when we were working and not, but it's easier today because of the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to stop and go, okay, I'm a parent now.
Yeah,
Music can wait.
yeah, 100%.
Um, so in your songs, there's obviously a kind of rich variety of emotion, and not just your Melfest songs, your kind of songs from your whole career. Are there any specific themes or emotions that you enjoy writing about, or you kind of feel kind of cathartic? It almost helps you to write about.
Hmm, I would say, I mean, it depends because sometimes uh, I love to write about topics that my followers that are, I mean, I chat a lot with young girls and boys, and they often have their like issues that I also been struggling with when I was younger. So I have a lot of experience, and I can definitely write a song about it. So most of the times I think about topics, yeah, that they have right now, and that I want to help them with, or just like find something in my life that has been a little bit uh hard, like because right now I don't really feel like it's hard.
Life is good.
Yeah, I have a really good relationship and I have a kid and we have a home and everything. It feels like, yeah, almost perfect, you know. So I have to like find something that hasn't been that perfect earlier in my life,
Yeah.
like other relationships, or sometimes I have to come up with something that maybe my friends has experienced or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sometimes it's really tricky actually.
Yeah. Do you have to warn your friends and say, what you've just told me, I may put in a song?
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Yeah, absolutely.
A big question that I know a lot of people really are excited for and hopeful for is a daughter album. Do you think we will get a daughter album at some point?
I've also been thinking that for several years. What happened? I think right now I've been in. I mean, since I gave birth to Lilu, I haven't been able to write that much because I've been focusing on her, and we've been also touring. So that's the two things I've been doing this whole year. So I haven't been able to write that much actually. I don't have really many songs right now, but I mean I have songs from the past, but I don't feel like they really fit anymore. So probably you will have to wait a little bit more.
It's fine. We can keep waiting. Um,
Yeah.
your work also always has a really strong visual that accompanies it. And I remember with Little Tot, you said you drew influence from Barbarella. Um, what are the kind of the visual artists and the films and the kind of the visual art that inspires you?
You mean I don't know. I mean, for this song, like this new Melo song, "It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song,"
Yeah.
I don't really have any inspiration. Sometimes it just, you know, pops up in my head what I feel like could fit visually. So, but maybe if I think a little bit more, I have actually like Kate Bush a little.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and it's tricky. I'm a little bit inspired by Doja Cat also.
Okay, go. Doja Cat and Kate Bush. I like that.
Yeah, Doja Cat and Kate Bush. That's a great combo.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
there's
but
strong female role models, so yeah, there's a link there definitely.
yeah, just try to find, things that I haven't seen before. I try to make something that, yeah, something new, yeah.
I would love to wrap up with just a really quick fire round. The first answer that pops into your head.
Okay.
Nothing too tricky, hopefully. And
Hmm.
you can give us an insight into daughter's mind. So, your favorite movie?
Greece.
Nice. What is the last song you listened to?
Um, Actually, a Lana Del Rey song, but I don't know what's it called. It's from one of her last albums. I've never heard it before.
Um,
No, sorry.
your all-time favorite singer?
Beyonce,
Nice.
maybe.
A banger or a ballad? What would you choose?
A banger.
Banger, good. What is your biggest fear?
Like heights.
Okay.
Or war.
Yeah,
Heights or war.
both scary. Your favorite animal?
Rabbit. I was supposed to say it in Swedish. Kanin. Rabbit. Yeah.
Your favorite place to travel?
Bali.
Nice.
Mhm.
Your worst habit?
That I say after making a joke, I say, I'm just joking. That's so annoying. I just want to leave it there. Like, that's the joke. I don't have to tell anyone. Yeah.
And lastly, if they were to make a film about your life, who would play you in the film?
Nicole Kidman.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Well, it's honestly been such a pleasure talking to you and finding out about the new song, and you have definitely built up the anticipation. I think we're all very excited to hear it and to see the performance, and good luck.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You don't wanna be like us.